To Fave 5, a new series, a collaboration between Twitter at Scout with Bryan. I'm Bryan Oringher on the audio, and at Rye_new win on all the video, the play calls, all the hard work. All right, taking you through the Fave 5, five favorite plays for each team in the league, the five sets they run the most or execute the best. If you're a fan of these teams, if you're playing these teams, you'll want to watch this series to get a really good feel for which plays they run well. We're going to start off with Dallas. First set, rub. A staple of theirs for a long time. It's going to start with this wing hit right here. Pin down for the big. All right, pin down for DeAndre. You see how he's even playing games right here, making it look like he's going to screen for somebody or he's going to come off across screen. Just setting that up to get open. And then what it's going to become is this high pass, usually big to big. Here it's Brunson. And you look at the level of detail that goes into the NBA. A lefty. Carlisle drew this up after timeouts. Usually it's Doncic in this spot right here that Brunson's coming to. But we got Brunson there to make that lefty pass. We got Doncic right here to set this flex screen and get a really good hit. And as soon as he comes off open, Brunson makes a great pass, leading him right to the basket. Great execution after the timeout. Pin down on DeAndre. Now we got Doncic up in that big spot. We got the big-to-big pass. And then, so this is called flex action. So screen the screener, basically. So it'll be a back pick, rip screen, whatever you want to call it right here on LeBron. And then the screener, screen the screener part. Dennis Smith Jr. is going to come right off DeAndre's pin down. So DeAndre gets a little piece of LeBron, enough to hold him up for him to get that shot off cleanly. Back pick, the other part of this play, when they run it all the way through, if they don't have anything off that initial action, they got Wes Matthews coming off this double down. So you see, same exact start, back pick, Luka comes back up, but now we see Wes is in this low spot, and it's basically going to end with him coming off this baseline double. Gets a lot of his shots this way. You see his defender try to shoot the gap right there, too good of a shooter. Same thing all the way through. You see West sprinting off baseline. Big time play for him. Touch one. This seems to be Berea's play. It's a little bit Boston inspired, it looks like. It's a set that Brad Stevens ran a lot for Rozier, for Kyrie. Basically Berea's play off the bench to really get him going. So he's going to start off just with this pass, kind of hitting the big up top, and he's going to come off this chin cut right here. We call this a chin cut. Okay, so the first option always on this play, if the defense screws this up right here, they're always going to look for Berea on this layup. And you want to talk about accountability in the NBA. So we talk about attention to detail. The guy that's got to protect on this cut in case Felton gets screened is Paul George right here. So watch his reaction after he doesn't protect and Berea gets this layup. Watch Paul George. That's why he's a two-way guy and a superstar. Saying my bad, his fault. All right, if they don't have that pass right away to Berea, goes big to big pass. And basically, they're going to fake like it's this flex action again, but really, this guy in the corner here is just going to go, get out quickly, and Berea's going to come off this pin down. So it's almost like they want you to think he's setting a flex screen and you need to do anything over here, but really he's just going to come right off this pin down. And if you mess it up, shoot the gap, he's got that shot. You see again, just the attention to detail, just little things. Really faking like he's setting this screen, but slipping out of it quick, coming off that pin. And then if he doesn't have a shot, it becomes another Wes Matthews play usually. Because he's down here, and now they'll go into floppy action basically. And set pin downs for Wes. Chin cut, slip screen. Now we got Wes, we saw there, running off baseline stagger. And what happens here? JJ sees that the slip might be open, throws it up to Maxey, great pass. That's what's great about Dallas. They really execute plays. A lot of their plays are really equal opportunity for everybody. They run them all the way through. This one's called L to start out with, and then we'll show you a stack option at the end. So L basically, big Wes Matthews play, big Luka play. He's going to have screeners at the block and screeners at the nail, at the free throw line, basically. It's his choice. He's going to start here, basically, always, and he can either cut off this low screen and then come back out the same way, or he can cut off the low screen and continue all the way out to come off DeAndre right here. This passer wants to be even, basically, with the elbow at this line to get a good passing angle. So watch Wes play games with it right here. Coming up high, gets that 3 up top often. We see it again here. Next option out of it, like we said, Dallas has a lot of wrinkles to their plays. They really execute. If Wes catches up top and he's not open, the first look, the big that's right here usually is going to set this flare screen for Dennis Smith right here. Good screen. Smith comes off, attacks the slow-footed Tolliver. Great pass. We said they could run it for Luka too. Luka usually always is going to come right up to the top, and then for him it's going to turn into a high pick and roll a lot, where he excels. And then, like we said, it can also turn into a stack for him. We think the call might be L stack. So stack, Spain, whatever you want to call this action in the NBA, really common for him, where basically Wes Matthews' job is going to be to screen DeAndre's man. So he's going to be the second screener in this action. Looks like DeAndre's just setting the high pick and roll, but Wes is going to come and headhunt and make sure he gets a good screen on Gasol, DeAndre's man. So if he's able to do that, a lot of times that'll open up the lob to DeAndre. Bellinelli does a good job recognizing right here. Makes that a difficult pass. Here we see the stack again. You see Finney Smith here trying to get to be able to screen Cantor, but the Knicks know the play. They're trying to really prevent him from even getting there. Luka does a great job attacking. Here we see the stack one more time. And then you always have this option too. If Maxi's coming up to get a screen on Steven Adams, but if he senses kind of like this trap type coverage against Luka, that if Luka's got some heat on the ball, he can always just let DeAndre roll and then slip out right here, which is exactly what he does right here. And Oak City messes up the coverage just enough for Luka to recognize and hit Maxey for that 3. Great recognition. Cross. Big Harrison Barnes play right now will be a big Dirk play when he comes back. All right, they're going to hit this pass at the wing, free throw line extended, and then basically it's just a read again. Similar to L, Barnes can either come off this low cross screen right here, or he can come off the high pin down from DeAndre. So he can sometimes come off into a post-up if he comes off this low cross, but usually his preference is to bounce it up high, meaning fake like he's coming off low and instead shoot off high off DeAndre. For Dirk, a lot of times he's going to use this to come off low and get to his post-ups, but he loves bumping high as well. Great read. Gets a lot of these open shots right from the top. He sees his man trying to cheat the screen a little bit. He'll just give a little push, come right off for an open 3. And then, like we said, can go low if he likes the matchup. Here you see he's being fronted in the post. Great job by DeAndre to flash and make this high-low pass. Maybe a little bit of a push-off, NBA refs, but they'll take it. Finally, two-side. We'll start with two-side and then show a little two-side 77. That's going to start basically with an Iverson cut, loop cut type by the two-man right here. Dennis Smith Jr. is going to loop over the top. He might be the one, whatever. All their positions are pretty interchangeable. He's going to cut off this Iverson cut, and then it's live basketball. So usually after he Iversons, one of the bigs, usually the guy that's further away, Harrison Barnes right here, is going to come screen for him. Dennis, though, is just going to attack quick, use his speed, athleticism, finish strong at the basket. Here we see it for Devin Harris. If Boston makes this mistake here, chasing him all the way over the top, and they see him trailing, they're great at just reading this play too. If Rozier's going to trail right here and Harris can catch it and go and put it down right away. If the bigs aren't dropped to take this away, he's got an easy basket attack right there. Now let's see an option they like to do a lot out of this initial two-side action. Here Harris catches it. Big comes over to screen. And then what they like to do a lot is what they call shake. So the call might be two-side shake, where their goal is to throw the ball back to the point guard, back to Barea or Luka here, and get him a spread pick and roll with Powell right here. You see Houston is up denying this pass, Eric Gordon, so the natural read then for the big to flash. They call this kind of blind pig action. Shout out triangle. Big flashes, handoff, back cut, whatever you want to call it. Play basketball. One of the best floater guys in the league. Finally, the two-side 77. 77 is their call for a double drag. So let's see if you guys can catch. They call it 77 here because after Barea catches the ball in the wing, this time both bigs are going to come over like they're screening for him. But really what they're just looking to is get everybody pulled in over here and worried about this action, when really they want to throw it back to Harris up top for a quick catch and go. So Barea is going to come off, throw back. Maybe a little bit of a travel, but we call this a running start in the NBA. You see Harris with his footwork kind of on the move already before the catch. It's close, might be a travel, but you know what? I think he actually does a pretty good job executing that perfectly. Being on the run a little bit right before the ball gets there is a great way to attack these closeouts. So right when he catches it, he's already down basically. Might have dragged a little bit too. Here we'll see a little bit cleaner. This one's a bit more legal. Two-side 77, throw back to the top, catch and go. Great dump-off pass to the big. Make sure, Fave 5 coming all season. We'll take a look at every team in the league, their 5 key plays. Follow us on Twitter. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. A lot more great X's and O's content coming to you soon from myself, Bryan Oringher, and Ryan Nguyen. Make sure you follow.